Ladies and gentlemen, the Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell just announced on national TV that the Fed will not use negative interest rates to try to help the economic recovery. President Donald Trump called for the use of negative rates on a tweet he posted this week. Nonetheless, you have all these YouTubers talking about Feds are going to negative interest rates, when that never happened. The future Fed funds rate went negative, but that's just an index that monitors the real rate. And now, as a matter of fact, there's some reports online that reads that once Jerome Powell actually announced this, traders have reduced bets on negative US rates. So a number of YouTubers are basically misleading you just to imply that the Fed is going to keep liquidity in the market using negative rates, and that stock markets are going to go up as a result and more stimulus is going to come as a result. Nonetheless, Jerome Powell did call for more stimulus spending. He stated that it is costly, but it's going to be necessary for an economic recovery. He stated that the Federal Reserve has lending, not spending power. So this has to come from Congress, from lawmakers, from public officials such as President Donald J. Trump. So they have to work together. He said he would not take any position in terms of supporting or standing adamantly against any policy or any proposed policy, but he says that it is necessary, although costly, although it's going to pile on a lot of debt. So the Federal Reserve is basically stating that they're not going to negative interest rates. He also stated that negative interest rates, they're not showing to be effective. Europe has gone to negative interest rates. They haven't been able to get out of negative interest rates. He also stated that, he made clear that although he's calling for more stimulus through fiscal policy, he's not Congress. As a matter of fact, Congress has oversight over the Federal Reserve. So lawmakers have to do whatever it is that they need to do in order to get together and ensure that they pass more stimulus into the economy to get the consumer going again, to get more money in people's pockets so they can start to help the economic expansion. He also noted that it is very dangerous. We're in a very dangerous situation. The lack of liquidity at this particular point could lead to a lot of insolvency, a lot of companies going over. And when especially small businesses and businesses that have been around a long time, when they go out of business, you wipe out entire careers. People's skills start getting stale as they're not using them, or technologies change, or the way that businesses operate and they're not putting them to use, and people aren't updating them. So, he made it pretty clear. The one thing that annoys me is that there are a number of people on YouTube who keep misleading you with these clickbait titles and keep giving you false information. My theory is that a number of these people who vlog on YouTube, most particularly, they run these courses and they have affiliate links where you're invited to go ahead and invest in the stock market, where you could, basically you take one of their courses and you become the next Warren Buffett. You could tell Warren Buffett, hey Warren, let's go to LA. You jump in your jet, I jump in mine, let's race. Understand? None of that's going to happen if they're already misleading you with the free content that they're putting out. I wouldn't trust anybody. I'm not against courses. But if someone is lying to me and I haven't even bought a course from them, with the way things are, with things as difficult as they are right now, they should be giving out these courses. Why are they charging people if people are hurting, companies are hurting? Give out the courses for a set amount of time so people can learn how to get themselves back on their feet, because they've got people thinking they're hyping people up and they're telling people what they call that in New York, they're gassing you up to think that the government is going to come and save you with more stimulus money, so you're not as risk averse and you go ahead and quote invest in their programs to learn how to invest and learn how to become real estate moguls or whatever the case may be, to be financially free and all this other stuff. They don't want you to be as risk averse and to go ahead and invest in their programs or buy their programs. But to be frank, if you're already lying to me out the gate off a simple YouTube video, how can I trust you with my money or with a paid program for you to tell me the truth, for you to say anything that is worth my while, worth my money, worth my time, in order to be engaged and actually trust you? If you can't even do that, just be real with the people. Tell the people exactly how they are, how it is. Put people in a position. Give away the courses, at least for a limited amount of time. Give away the courses so you can get people on a self-sustaining path where they don't need the government to come bail them out. All right? And I'm not saying that you don't need it. You need it. You need everything. You need support from everything. And I'm in the works. I had one partner who was offering free enrollment into his courses so you can learn how to advertise through Facebook. I mean, my business is taking a hit. I manage advertising campaigns on Facebook and YouTube, and it took a mega hit. So I definitely need as much support. I'll take all the support I can get, as I've said in previous videos. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much basically what he said. Again, there's no evidence on using negative rates on the efficiency of using negative rates. Of course, they got the lending facilities. They plan to open the Main Street lending program. I'm not sure if I'm saying it correctly. It's a form of financing that's going to allow solvent companies to borrow money so they can ensure that liquidity is sustained throughout their organizations and they can stay in business. But basically, Jerome Powell, he's warning that this continued economic crisis is a very big danger to the entire economy. I mean, we haven't witnessed this type of drop. We practically had full unemployment back in February. He says the unemployment rates will peak next month. The people who were working lower paid jobs, they're the ones who are suffering the most. It's bad right now. And he is calling for more fiscal policy, which should eventually culminate into more stimulus. Nonetheless, as he said, he clearly pointed out during the talk, he is not the one that determines whether fiscal policy is ratified. As a matter of fact, Congress has oversight over the Federal Reserve. So he can't dictate that. He has lending power, not spending power. So when any of these YouTubers are telling you that the Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell or any other Federal Reserve president from another branch of the Fed in the United States is calling for more stimulus, just take note that passing more stimulus through fiscal policy is not the Fed's responsibility. They execute monetary policy. They've clearly stated that they are using all the resources, all the tools that are at their disposal, but they will not use negative interest rates. Although President Donald Trump called for it, it's an independent agency. They operate the way they seem fit, the way that they can contribute towards ensuring that there's a smooth economic recovery. Let me know what you think. Go ahead and drop your comments and questions in the comment section below. Click the like button if you like the video. Subscribe to stay on top of everything that's happening with the stimulus and plans that lawmakers have in store and the economy. Talk soon.